Hi everyone, this is Isa from PrintStick in another video, and this time I will teach you
how to make these super cute characters that you can turn into stickers to use in your planner or export as PNG clip art. So this time I'm using the app Graphic. It is not a free app. It's around, I believe, $8 on the App Store. However, I really recommend this app. It's really amazing. It has so many functions and I like it a lot. I recommend you get that one. But you could also try another app that is very similar and it's free, and that one is Vectornator, which is this second one that I have right here. I'm gonna link down below my other video where I show you how to make stickers using Vectornator. So you can watch that first to get you an idea of how to use the app, and then you can follow the steps in this video, which are gonna be really similar. But so right now I'm gonna open Graphic. You will create a new document, so click on the plus sign on the top left corner here, select blank, and it automatically creates this document. We're gonna name it My Character. Now tap on it to open. Alright, so we're gonna use basic shapes to create our person. You don't really have to worry about these like theory of drawing and like how you can make a draft and then turn it into a drawing. Of course, those are the actual methods that artists use, and that is really good. But honestly, I just want you to be able to create a character within a few minutes or half hour or so. So I'm just gonna do it quickly with basic shapes, and I think the result is really cute. So let's just get started. The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start with the head. So you know, a head is basically a circle, so we're gonna tap on our oval shape, which is this one that just lit up in blue in my toolbar, and then I'm gonna tap and drag my finger across the screen, and as you can see, I'm starting to create this oval, or it can turn into a circle. And in this case I want a perfect circle, so to make sure it's perfect, just tap with your other finger on the screen and that will automatically turn this oval into a perfect circle. Okay, so then if I move my original finger up and down, you can see that I'm making the circle bigger or smaller. And if I release the second finger, then it is no longer perfect and I can draw a different shape, okay? But in this case, we want it to be perfect, so just keep that second finger on and then choose a size around there. Remove both fingers and you have a perfect circle. Now tap on that left arrow on the top left of the page. That's where I just tapped, and what that does, it allows you to select your shapes and drag them around the screen and also change the size. If you're changing the size, as you can see, it's again deforming and it's no longer a perfect circle. So to go back to the perfect shape, just tap again with the second finger and it goes back to the perfect circle. Alright? Okay, so let's place this somewhere in the middle, and the next shape we're gonna do is going to be the neck. So for that we can use this rounded rectangle shape. Again, just tap and drag on the screen until you do some shape that looks kind of like a neck. It does not have to be perfect, it's just, you know, you need an elongated rectangle, so somewhere around there. Good. I know it looks really weird, but bear with me, it's gonna look better in a second. Next, I want to make like my frame or torso for my character. So again, with the same shape, the rounded rectangle, tap and drag and make another kind of like a box thing that could look like a torso somewhere around there. Now remember that with your left arrow here at the top, you can select your shape and move it around so you can place it where it would be the best position for the torso. Next, I'm gonna create the legs. This character will be wearing shorts, so with the same shape, that rounded rectangle, you can create another square, kind of like the similar size as the torso. We can change the size later on anyway. Just a little bit shorter because this is not the full length of the legs. This is just where the shorts are going to end. So maybe around there. Click my arrow. So we have those. Next, we're gonna go on and create two legs for my character. So the first leg on the left side, again, another rectangle, somewhere maybe around there. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, and you can reposition whatever you think looks best. And then to create the second leg, I do not want to risk not having them exactly the same size and shape, so I'm just gonna duplicate this shape. So to do that, click on your clip icon on the top left here, then select copy, paste, and as you can see, I have another shape that's exactly the same as the previous one. Okay, So I can just drag and move that shape. As you can see, there's some like orange guides, and the app helps me snap the shape to exactly where it's aligned. So you can just do that, or I'm gonna show you in a second how you can arrange using another tool to make sure that they're perfectly aligned. But for now, let's move on and make some arms. So for that, I'm gonna use my rounded rectangle tool again and create something long, maybe like this. Select your arrow on the left side so you get all these dots that will allow you to rotate your shape a little bit. So the orange dots, if you tap and drag them, they will rotate the shape. I just want like a little angle, maybe like this, so that these can be the arms of my character. Something like that. And then we also want to duplicate this shape. However, if I go and click on copy and paste, the shape was duplicated again. However, it's kind of weird now because they're both facing the same way, and I want it to face the other way, more like this. However, if I rotate with my finger, it's possible that I don't get the exact angle and it's gonna look kind of like not super straight. So I'm just gonna go back to this exact same shape that I had. And what you're gonna do is tap on this ruler icon on the top right bar section here, and at the bottom you have this open lock, and right above it you have this icon with two arrows pointing outwards, and what that means is it's gonna reflect my shape. So this selection reflects it vertically, you would say, and the one on the right side, if you tap there, it's gonna reflect it horizontally, or maybe I'm saying it wrong the other way. Either way, we want the one on the left just to mirror the selection perfectly opposite directions as the previous shape. So now that you've done that, you can move the arm outside. Great. I'm sure you're wondering, this looks nothing like a person, and you're absolutely right, but don't worry, we're still not done. So now we will start layering our objects in the right way so it looks like a person. So now I'm gonna tap from up here. I'm gonna tap and drag my finger in the middle of all these shapes. I'm leaving the arms and the legs outside of this selection because I want to align all of my shapes in the middle. However, the arms and the legs, of course, need to stay to the sides, so they do not need to go in the middle, okay? That's gonna make more sense in a second. So just select the head, the neck, the torso, and the bottom, and then remove your finger. You have them selected. Now tap on the third icon on the top right corner of the page, these like two squares overlapping, and then you have all these options in the arrange section. You want to tap on where it says align vertical, and what that did, it just made sure that all of these shapes are aligned with each other vertically. Okay, so in the same vertical line, all the shapes are going to be balanced. Perfect. Now tap on the white space just to deselect, and then we want the head to be at the front, obviously before the neck, because the person is facing forward. So tap on that head, then go to the same icon, the two squares overlapping, and then with this slider, this is the layer order. So all the way to the left is at the very bottom of all the layers, and all the way to the right, it means that this layer is at the very top. Also, when I say layer, really I mean a shape, okay? So each one of these shapes is layered in a certain order. So that's what I mean when I say layers, just the order of each of the shapes. Now we want the head and the neck to be in front so we can see an opening on the shirt. So this head and this neck needs to be on top of the rest of the layers. So just select them by dragging with your arrow. Tap and drag on the screen until you select both shapes, and then go to your overlapping squares icon, click there, and then pull the slider to the right, and that will bring those two layers that you selected at the top. Okay, so to continue to layer this group of shapes correctly, let's go and bring our legs right at the back of everything. So again, tap and drag, this time from the bottom, until you get both legs selected. Then go to the third icon on the top and send these back all the way. You want them right at the back of everything. Then the shorts and the legs will be behind the torso, so tap and drag, you select the legs, you select the shorts, and then click on that third icon, bring everything back. Good. as I mentioned before, you need to align the legs and you need to align the arms. In order to do that, I'm gonna go to my layers icon, which is the fifth, the one right at the corner here on the top right, and then click there. And if you tap on this little white arrow on the left side, you have all of the shapes that you have created. So if I just want to select the arms, first I make sure that I know which shape that is. That is the first and second, but if you're unsure, you can click on the little eye for each of the layers, and that's how you're gonna know which one you're selecting. Okay, so now I'm sure that these two are the ones I want. So then the rest of the layers, just activate these locks by tapping on them, okay? Or you can click and drag down, and that's gonna lock all of the shapes that you drag your pencil on. So when those are locked, what that happens is if I get out of here, tap on the X to close, and now if I select, as you can see, everything gets selected, but only the arms are in blue because all of the other layers are locked. So that allows me to only select the arms, and once I have them selected, I can go to this window again, and this time I want to click on Align Bottom, and they were aligned, so nothing happened. However, if they had been maybe like this, and I go again and tap on Align Bottom, they will both be aligned. Now, with both selected, I can move them around to whatever I want. And for example, I'm not sure where the center of my little person is. So to do that, I have to turn these two arms into a single shape. Basically, you have to group them and turn them into a group so you can align them. But before I do that, I actually do not like the way these arms look. They're like way too short and like too small, and they just look weird. So I'm just gonna change the size a little bit, dragging one of the blue dots. And I think maybe, I don't know, something like this looks better. And I can maybe rotate a tiny bit more, bring it higher. Something like that. I think it looks a lot better. So I'm gonna tap on the previous one and just click on the X on the top left here to delete it. And again, I'm gonna copy this one. So tap on the arm, click on the clip, copy, paste, and then I want to reflect it. So go to my ruler and click on the reflection icon on the left, and now I have it perfectly reflected. Now, since everything else is still locked, I'm gonna actually select both of these and align them at the bottom or the top. Both options work in this case. Now I want to turn this into a group, as I mentioned before. So click on this button where it says group. And what that did is that now this is no longer two objects, but it's just one, okay? So put it back there. And now we want to kind of do the same, but with the legs. So I'm gonna go back to my layers. And now you can see that this group is actually the arms, and if you want, you can tap here and rename this. So I'm gonna say arms, just so I know what this folder means. And then I'm gonna lock that one. I don't need it right now, but I want to focus on the legs. So again, if you're unsure which shape is the legs, just click on these little eyes next to each shape, and then you're gonna see which ones are the legs. In this case, it's the bottom two. So I'm gonna unlock those two. Now close this window. Now again, I want to make sure that these are aligned. So align bottom, they are indeed aligned. You could change the size here. I think that maybe they could be thinner, somewhere around there. So again, I'm just gonna delete this one and make another copy of the one that I'm happy with, just to make sure that they are the exact same size and shape, and then bring it here. As you can see, the layer order changed. That's not a big deal. First, I'm gonna align these, so select them both by dragging your pencil on the screen, then go to your menu here and click on Align Bottom. They're aligned. Then go to Group, tap there. Now they're grouped, but I need to send them all the way back, so drag my slider all the way left. There we go. Good, so now these are also a group, just like the arms. Now go to your layers one more time and unlock everything so that you can actually center all of these shapes. You no longer have to worry about the arms getting all disorganized because now they're groups, the arms and the legs. So you can just select everything with your pencil, dragging around the screen. Go to this menu again and select Align Vertical. And that was a very subtle change, but actually now everything is perfectly aligned. Now tap on the white to deselect. Another thing I'm not happy with is the neck. It's kind of like, this whole thing is like too long or something. It looks weird. So first I'm gonna make my torso a little bit smaller. So just select it and bring this dot down a little until you feel happier with the look. Then of course I have to lower my arms somewhere there, and then the neck looks super long and in my opinion super thick, so I'm gonna make that a little bit thinner, maybe somewhere there, bring it lower, and now it's like a giraffe. So bring the head down, maybe there. Perfect. And now I just have to align everything again. So again, tap and drag to select everything and click on align vertical. There we go. And this is how you can make like little changes in case you're not happy with what you created. You can modify it at any time. That's why vectors are so cool, because everything is like a shape that you can modify forever. Good. Now we're missing one thing. As I said, this is going to be shorts that she's wearing, so I need a little line that divides the legs, kind of. I mean, this could be a skirt, so you can leave it like that if you want, but I do want this to be short. So I'm just gonna go to my line tool, which is the fourth on the right side from the top on my toolbar here. You're just gonna draw a line to the bottom. However, if you want it to be perfectly straight, just like when we were creating the circle, just drag your pencil. So I'm gonna do that again, tap and drag, and if you tap with your second finger, it's gonna turn into a perfect line. So whichever direction you're going, if you tap with your finger, the app is gonna know which direction you intended to go, and it's going to make a perfect line towards that direction. So I'm gonna start from the bottom of the shorts up, and I'm just gonna tap with my finger as I keep my pencil on the screen to create a perfectly straight and upright line. Now I'm sure that's not aligned perfectly, so one more time I'm just gonna select the whole thing and go to this selection to click on align vertical. Now I know that it's aligned perfectly. And then I think that I'm just gonna select the feet, the line, and the shorts to bring them up a little bit, because I think that that was a little too long still. Somewhere around there. I actually want to make the arms a tiny bit shorter. They look too long. So just tap on that group, because remember that it's a group, and then drag this dot up a tiny bit, maybe there. All right, perfect. So I think I can also make the head a little bit smaller. So to keep that perfect circle, just tap with my finger as I drag my pencil, and there we go. Good. Looking a little better. The next step is going to give this some color. So let's start with the head, tap on it, and then to change the color, if you look at the bottom of your toolbar on the left side, you have two circles. The first one has like a hole in the middle. It looks like a donut, and that means that it's the outline color. As you can see, that is set to black. And the circle on the right side is white, so that means that the outline is black and the fill inside is white. So actually we take the shape to the gray area. That is not my artboard. You can see that it's in fact filled with white, because when it's on the artboard you can't tell if it's white or you're looking at the background here. So anyway, tap on the shape again, and then I don't want this black outline. I want like a skin color that will look good in my person. Let's see what I can find. Maybe somewhere here. This is too pink. I think it's actually easier to start with the fill color, because that's gonna give you a better idea of what the color actually looks like. So I mean, you can choose any color. You can even have your character be a different color, why not? But I think I'm gonna stick to some like light skin color, something like that. Good. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna get out of this window and then tap on your outline icon, the little circle on the left side. Use your color picker to drag around the screen until you find the color of the head. Release your pen, and as you can see, the circle, the outline turned exactly the same color as the fill area. I did that because if I go here and I move my slider a tiny bit, I mean my color like picker here, the little ball in the color section, then I can make this a little bit darker, but keeping kind of the same color, okay? So it would be almost impossible to find the color from scratch, so that's why I used my color picker to find the original color and then just darken it a tiny little bit, maybe there. Okay, let's see what it's looking like. Perfect, I think I like it. So now that we have those colors, I want the same for the neck. So select the neck, select on your little donut, go to your color picker. Sadly, you have to do this like 2 steps, because usually on the computer apps you can use your color picker to select both the outline and the fill color, but here you can only do one at a time, but that's okay, it goes pretty quick anyway. So I'm gonna do the same for the head, the neck, the arms and the legs. As you can see, when I'm selecting the legs and the arms, I can change the color of all of that without needing to do one by one, because it's a group, it works as a single shape. So the outline and then the fill color. There we go. And now I don't know how this even happened, but things got disaligned, so I'm just gonna select everything and align again, vertical. There we go. I think this torso can be a little bit skinnier. Align again, and the shorts of course can be skinnier too, and the line once more. And now this line needs to go lower a little bit. There we go. And all of these I'll put it higher, maybe up there. Good. So we keep coloring this character, so I'm gonna choose a color for the shirt. Sorry, let's do the fill color first. So select that. As you probably know, I like purple quite a bit, so I always like choose that color. I think I need to change that, but it's okay for now. I'm gonna choose some purple, and then this could be like jeans maybe, so some kind of blue, something like that. And then I'm gonna use my color picker to select the same color for my outline and then darken it a tiny bit. And this line of course needs to be the exact same color, so with the color picker, go to my outline. There we go. Good. It's looking a little more human now, right? The arms are not super cute, but I think it's like the easiest way I can think of right now to make arms, and that is not too complicated, but I think the final result is gonna look cute anyway. Alright, so now we need to make some eyes. So for that, let's use your oval tool again and just draw. Eyes are basically like a circle or an oval. This is like up to you. You can make big eyes, you can make tiny eyes. I think I'm gonna make some like medium-sized eyes, maybe there. Okay, but I want this eye to be completely black with no outline. If you go back to your outline color here at the bottom, you can see that the one on the left is blue and the other color selection has a red line across it, and that means that there's no fill color, so it's like transparent. So to change that, tap on the eye and then remove the outline, and to do that you just have to move this slider all the way to the left. And as you can see on my donut section here on the left, there's a red line that appeared. So that means that there is no outline, okay? So now it's an invisible eye, there's no outline, there's no fill, so I can't even see my eye. So I'm gonna go back, tap again, remove the outline, but this time choose a fill color while the eye is selected. So first I have to move my slider all the way to the right to make the color appear completely, and then select which color for the eyes that you want. I think I want a black one for now. I'm gonna keep it simple. Let me show you real quick what you could potentially do. You can copy this eye and then click on paste in place, so the eye is right on top. Then just make this eye smaller, and then select the bigger eye, so which is behind the second shape. And then here you could select some color, which really you can select white. If you want to go further, you can also copy this shape, and before you paste it, just choose a color, like for the eyes, maybe some blue, somewhere there, and then tap on your clip again to select paste in place. Now make this shape a little bit smaller and center it, and there you have an eye with a blue color. But my eye that I want to use is just going to be a black circle, okay, to keep it simple. You can see there's different options, up to you. So I'm gonna try to arrange this whatever I feel it looks better, maybe somewhere around there. And let's just copy this, paste, and then try to bring it to the left side. I want to group these eyes to be able to move them together like I did the arms and the legs. So to do that, I'm gonna go to my layers on the top right, lock everything else that is not the eyes. The eyes are right here. And now if I select with my pencil, tap and drag, I only select my eyes, so I can group over here. Great. Now before I unlock the other shapes, I want to add some white reflection on these eyes. So for that, I'm gonna use my brush tool, which is the third on the left side, top to bottom. And then just change your color of your outline. So this little donut, click there. Move to white, move your slider to the right to actually bring the color, and then you can just, well, right now it's gigantic, so to change the size of my stroke, go to this little eye on the top right, tap there, and where it says stroke, let's go here much lower, maybe a 3. Yeah, actually a 3 is pretty good. So you can tap on the number where it says 3.0 pt, and then you can enter whichever number, and that is the size that you're gonna be drawing with your brush. Okay, so I think that looks good. Actually, it was easy, but you can play around, you can make different shapes, you can make little dots. They won't keep my size that I wanted, but you can just change it over here. So you can make different experiments, but I like this one that I created. You can zoom in a little more if you need to. Now, since I want to copy all the eye with this thing, so I'm actually gonna ungroup the first group of the eyes that I made before. So let's go to this icon here and select ungroup, and then delete this eye because I actually want these two to be together. So I'm going to group these two and then copy, paste. There we go, now we have two eyes, but I actually want this rotated so that the white reflection is on the right side instead of the left. So click on your ruler and just hit your reflection button. And as you can see, this is now facing the other way. Now select both of them and align bottom, group. There we go. And I think it's cute eyes. And now just select everything again. So first unlock the rest of the shapes, then select everything by tapping and dragging your pencil and align vertically. I'm gonna bring my eyes maybe a little bit lower. I can make them bigger, I think. Let's see, somewhere there. Yeah, I think that's pretty decent. And you know what? I actually want to add some eyelashes. So again, using my brush. Actually here you can select the width of the brush. So go straight to maybe a 3 or 4. You can test it outside, see what it looks like. I want like a 3 really. There we go. And then change the color too if you want. I'm gonna go to black. And then just draw some eyelashes. These don't have to be perfectly symmetrical on both sides, so I can just draw them and see whatever way they come out. I think it's okay. The only thing is that now they're like on top of the eye, and we don't want that. So to fix that, it's very simple. Just click on the eye group here and just bring this forward. But another thing is I want my eyelashes to be in a group just so that I don't accidentally move one and it's gonna be a mess. So let's go to my layers, lock everything. So this is the eyes, I'm gonna lock that, and then all of these are the eyelashes, so leave those unlocked, and then from here bottom lock all of the shapes so that when I drag my pencil I can just select the eyelashes, then go to this window and select group. And now my eyelashes are a group that will move together, so I don't accidentally get them out of place or anything. Next, we can make a mouth for our character. So to do that, we can leave all of these shapes locked for now because we're gonna keep working and we don't need them to get in the way, so they're fine locked at the moment. So click on your line icon, which is the fourth on the right side on the toolbar. And now remember the way I said that if you draw and then you tap your finger, it's gonna make it like go perfectly horizontal or vertical. In this case we want it to go horizontal, so tap and drag, put your finger down and maybe around there. It's a very serious character, but we're gonna change that. So let's bring this more to the middle. I want her to be smiling, so to do that I need to add another dot to my shape. As you can see, this is one dot, this is another dot, and that's what's creating this perfect line. And I want a dot in the middle so I can lower my line and create a curve. You can see more detail about this in the other video that I linked below. I explain a little bit of how these dots work, but it's pretty simple. You just need to add another dot, and to do that, go to your second icon on the left side of the bar, this little like pen. Then on the bottom here, select the pen with the plus sign, and then calculate. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just see somewhere where you think the middle is and make a dot over there. And now, as simple as that, I created another dot. What that does is that you can now modify the shape of the line. So we can make her be sad or happy. In this case, I want her to be happy. You can also change kind of like the shape of the mouth, but I want it kind of like centered maybe over here. And now this looks like very sharp, like almost like a beak of a bird or something. So to make it more natural and more human, I'm going to select on these 3 dots connected, so this icon on the right, the third one, and then tap and drag your pencil. So I'm tapping on the middle point, the one that I just created, and I'm just dragging my pencil out to the side, in this case to the right. If you go to the left, it's gonna create like a weird thing like this, but just go to the right, and then as you can see, this is softening the line, it's rounding it. So that's how you can create a little soft, natural smile. This looks a lot better. It's still, however, kind of big, so we can just change the size by selecting the shape with my first arrow. And you can also make the line a little bit thicker. So again, go to your information button, and now you can just click on the plus sign to, you know, add weight to the line, or you can directly write a 5 or a number that you think would work. But I'm just using the plus button here. I think that looks better. And maybe actually we can bring the dot higher. It looks a little bit too much, maybe over there. And make the whole shape a tiny bit shorter. Yeah, I like that. We can bring it up a little bit. And now I can unlock the other shape, so I can also bring my eyes up. I'm actually gonna unlock the head, so I can select the eyes and bring them a little bit higher. I think that's looking better. All right, now unlock the head, so you can select everything. Close this window and align everything to vertical. Looking great. Now the last thing we're gonna do is add some hair, and to do that I like to use the brush because it looks more natural than just a geometrical shape. So select your brush, select the width that you like. Again, you can practice on this white area. That's very thin, so I'm gonna move my slider right. That's better, but I want it a little bit thicker. Good, like that. Then change the color. I'm gonna choose some like brown, reddish, whatever color you want. It could be black or blonde. And then just start drawing the hair. You can give this whichever style you want. Make as many lines as you need. And there you go. You have your very own girl. Now from here you can get as creative as you want. You can add a little space to write something on your planner. I just created a rectangle, making this a little bit thicker, changing the outline to black, and then I'll show you something cool. Let's create 2 circles next to this sign, somewhere there, and let's make the color exactly the same as the rest of the skin of the girl, so that they look like hands. I think I need to change the width of the outline. There we go. Actually, let me check this one. I go to info, it's 4.5, so this one is 4.5 as well. That's good. You can turn it into a little oval like that, smaller. And now copy, paste, and bring to the other side. And I want them to be centered, so again, lock everything else that is not the hands. So I can select. Sorry, all of these need to be locked as well. Select the hands, group. Now unlock everything. Right, so the hair is a ton of different shapes, and actually it's a good idea if you group them together. So I'm just gonna lock the head right now, so I can select the hair. I think that's all of it, and then go over here and click on group. So the hair is a single group because it gets messy if you accidentally move each piece around. So now I can deselect the head, just grab everything and align it vertical. And if you wanted to add some shoes, again with your circle option, just make some ovals right here. Change the color. Copy, paste, bring to the other side. Let's align them at the bottom and then group them. Select everything and align vertical. And this is so cool because whenever you select the hair and you want to change the color, just tap on this little donut and go change to whichever color you want. Okay, so the last thing is, if you want to use this as a sticker, select the whole thing, click on your clip, copy, go directly to GoodNotes, tap and hold on the screen, click on paste, and that's it. You have your sticker with a transparent background that you can rotate, you can resize. And now that we wrote a little box, you can even enter some text here. Now if you want to export this and save it as clip art, just click back here on the top left corner, click on save, then on this little export icon, the first icon on the top right, save to photos, tap on the document, click share. Now here it says include background. You want to deselect that to make sure that you keep a transparent background, and then for image resolution I recommend you go to the highest resolution for best quality. Click on save. It's preparing the image and it should be saved. So if you go to your photos, you have it right here, and if you tap on it, everything in the background will be black, so that's how you know that it was saved with no background. And this is how you have made your very own girl clip art.
Alright guys, so that was it. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any digital planning videos that I upload. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know, and if you have any questions at all, just drop me a comment and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye!